Hello traders everywhere, Adam Hewison here, president of INO.com and co-creator of MarketClub with your video market update for Friday the 15th of March. Well, the whale that swallowed JP Morgan, the trade will not stop. It keeps going on. And also, do you buy stuff online? Of course you do. Well, the whale that won't die is basically this whale trade that JP Morgan put on and turned out to be a disaster, losing $6 billion for the company. And they're getting grilled on Capitol Hill today. It's pure kabuki theater, but we'll be looking at that stock and others. We'll be looking at all the stocks today on a weekly basis. This is something I like to do on a Friday to see where the markets are closing for the week. We'll start with the Dow Jones right here. You can see all the arrows, or the trade triangles in this case, are all green, signifying a strong trend. So we'll start with the Dow, and here it is, straight up. And it's interesting to note, if you go back here, and I'll show you on the S&P 500. So the trend is still very much intact in this market. It's providing the Fed is there, it's going to continue to go higher. So here's what I wanted to show you, what I noticed. I'll scope this out just a little bit further because it happened. Yep, that's what I want to do. Okay, so if I just look at this market and look at the weekly closes. Now, the first section is here. So we had, starting from here to here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. And starting from here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, approximately 7 weeks. So it's 6 to 7 here, and we've just started again. So is it potentially we are just the third week along here? We're actually 3. This is 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. So maybe we've got another 3 weeks to go on the upside. Certainly no one is standing in front of this. And the frustrating part for a lot of traders, a lot of people, especially a lot of managers, they've missed the move and they're kicking themselves in the pants and they're saying to themselves, hey, I've got to get in, I've got to get in. So somewhere along the line there's going to be a big inflow of capital that's going to push these stocks even higher, in my opinion. Certainly we've got to our target zone 1560. I would not be unhappy taking some money off the table here. We talked about this all the way back when we had a buy signal. We go to 1550, 1560. But I definitely want to stay long. The trend is your friend, and the trend continues to be on an upward path. So let's just clear the screen, go to our next market, which is the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is really in the same boat as that. We've got a stronger performance in Apple today, which has pushed this market up. It looks as though it's going to do better, and I would want to be long this market too. It looks as though we could go into the, I would say, the 3,600 level. Not too much of a problem. So let's see what happens. But the trend is your friend, and definitely this market's going higher. Moving along to spot gold. Remember we talked about spot gold going sideways? Well, here you have this 1, 2, 3. This is going to be the highest close we've seen in gold in the last 4 weeks. So we closed the lowest closes. Well, these are the last 3 weeks right here, and this is the highest close we've seen. So it may be the start of a turnaround. Remember, we were looking for this market to build a base. So here we are, 3 weeks. Does that make a base? We're very oversold. We may want to watch a little more before we see this market going. And you can see we're still, the MACD is still in a negative mode. So I think we're looking for more sideways action in that market. Now on the euro dollar, remember all the talk about the euro going down? Well, it's actually closing higher for the best close in 3 weeks in the euro dollar. So we're looking for this market to really rebound from here and perhaps go to the 133, even the 134 level. And then I think it's going to peter out and probably go down. We've got a mixed bag in terms of the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. 55 is a trading range, so approach the market on that basis. Crude oil. Nice close in crude oil so far. We're trading at 93.41. I think next week is going to be the week to watch crude oil because I still think longer term, there's the longer term trend, 95.40, we can see this market go higher. I still would not be surprised to see this market trade over the $100 a barrel level. So let's watch it very carefully. You can see we're just about turning back up here again. So let's see how that plays out. But these are weekly charts, remember. They're not daily charts. So we're weekly charts. We want to see where this market's closing for the week. So moving along, we're looking at the Transocean. This is another way I think you can trade this market, is we do have a longer-term bullish trend from 49.50. The market's 53.70. We have a downtrend from 54.92. Intermediate term out of the market. we're looking to get back in the market. I would say this market next week, if it trades over 94.40, 94.50, excuse me, 54.50, 54.40, you want to be long this market. Transocean builds the drilling platforms that they search for oil in the oceans. And as we mentioned, Venezuela has the largest reserves on tap, and most of that's offshore. So watch Transocean symbol RIG very closely next week. Amazon. We're going to be talking about Amazon simply because it's the largest online commerce site in the world. And you can see we've been going sideways for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, you could say. But I think we're just building, excuse me, I think we're just building some steam here to go higher later on. Very bullish on Amazon longer term. You can see our monthly and weekly still positive. We like this. You can see, I think we'll see this market do better. So let's watch that very carefully, and let's just take a look at the, a little bit of a sideways action here, but nothing to get too excited about. Plus 55 is a trading range, so we're getting down towards the lower end of the trading range, around the 255, 260 level. So let's watch that again. Let's watch that carefully. Now, this is where they're getting grilled. JP Morgan Chase. Now, look at how the stock has performed. In fact, let's just go out to the max. It's easy to do. Boom. And JP Morgan is now higher than it was back in, well, I think you go back to 207. I mean, it's really whatever you want to say about it. You can see the major buy right here at 38.86. It's going to trade at 50. So no matter what the kabuki theater is on Washington, on the Capitol, the stock market's telling you they want to go higher. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But not to say it can't pull back, but certainly it's performed extremely well. So moving along to FedEx, this plays into our theory of FedEx and UPS being strong contenders to go higher. Now, this is what I like. I'm going to take the triangles off, even though I know they're green. I want to show you, and I'm going to take the parabolic off as well. Let me just do that. I want to show you this is a formation I like, and I'll show you what I like about it. So if you just draw a simple line across these tops here like this, and we get this kind of little, what we call this, a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. But I'd be happy just calling this an energy field. Okay, I think the market's built up energy in this stock. So I think we can go from this level here, let's say, I'm going to call it 65 right here, to the high, I'm going to call that 95. So $30 onto 95 is 125, takes it up to about this level right here. And so if we go to 120, I would be very happy because that takes it back up to these levels right here. And that's the previous high if we go all the way back here. So that's definitely something you want to take a look at. So generally speaking, the bullish trend is in this stock, FedEx. Definitely want to be long FedEx. It's acting very, very well. Our trade triangles, I'll clean this off the screen. Go to our trade triangles, just put them in, boom. You can see our trade triangle came in here at 92.85. It's 108 right now. So things are really looking very, very good. And we just had a buy signal at 107.45. So definitely want to be long this market. So moving on to United Parcel, UPS, and this is even looking better in my opinion, because if you take all the triangles off, you actually have, this is the max. This is actually a huge, huge potential base for this market. And let me just put a line in that we're looking at, right? Go from here all the way across here. You've broken out. Looks tremendous. You've got a lot more. I think there's a lot more potential from 40 to 80. I think you can go to 120 on here. So if you wanted to be conservative, you may want to buy UPS and sell FedEx on a hedge. But nonetheless, these are both very positive stocks. The trend's up, and our trade triangles are all pointing higher. So definitely looking for this stock to go up to certainly the 110, 120 level. Like the stock a lot. So it's a little overbought, so you may see a pullback, but nonetheless, I think a pullback back to the 90, even the 85 level would be a welcome pullback to be a buyer. So let's clear the screen off and go to our next market. And these are the stocks that are moving today. And I'll get this in closer just to give you a quick view. There's a buy signal here on this stock. It's a monthly buy signal. 32.60 came in today, and it's 33.35. Looking to go higher, probably to the 36 level. It's symbol EXC. Next stock that came up in our trade triangle search was the stock DTV, DirecTV. And this is a major buy signal in this stock at 53.96. It's 55.96. These are all signals that came in today. You could have bought this stock had you been early in our search box, and I'll show you how it works. And the next market is United Gas, United States Natural Gas, This is a buy signal looking for this market to go higher. Now, I'm not sure how much higher it's going to go, but let's say from the 17.50 to the 20 level, it's 2.5. I would say 22.5, 23. So maybe back up to these levels here, these previous levels. So that's what we'd be targeting. But one thing you want to do with MarketClub is always check the triangles. This is where you want to get ideas for trading. And normally how I look for the triangles every day, I go for equities, I go for volume over 2 million, and I go for the monthlies because that's really the big trend changes. Now, as you've become more sophisticated using our system and our trade triangles, you want to go for the weeklies and you want to see that the monthlies up. So let's just take a look since today, and boom, we'll scan, and we've got more. So there we have Exxon, we talked about. We also report a United States natural gas and DirecTV. So since that time, we've had Great Lakes Dredge and Dock come in, and that's on a negative. Notice when you see the yellow squares around the triangles, that tells you that's happening today. Very, very helpful. Annaly Capital is also positive. So you can just take a click here, takes you to the stock, and you can look and see what those stocks are. And I think that's very, very cool to do. Now, one thing we're going to wrap up with today, and that is the 52-week rule. We've got a very strong stock market, nice base here on this stock. Looks like it wants to go higher. And certainly the risk doesn't seem to be that big. So I would think this is going to go high. Let's go at maximum and see what this market's been. So it certainly could get back up to the 17 level. Not too much of a problem there, I don't think. So what we want to do is looking at our smart scan, and this is to find 52-week highs and basically trade them just for the weekend. It's a way to look at it. So you just go here, and you see a 52-week high right here. Click here. And this is going to bring you all of the stocks that are making 52-week highs. Now, it shows we have 500. That's a lot to go through, so I want to refine that search. I want to go to the last price is, let's see, I want to be less than 50. Let's go less than 50. And I want the volume to be 2 million shares. And I'm just going to look in U.S. exchanges. If you're in Canada, you can look for Canadian exchanges, Australia, just Australian, or all exchanges, whatever you feel like. So I'm just going to go boom. It should take this number down dramatically. And let's see where we go here. Just give it a second. It's computing all of this information, and it'll show up in just a second there. 51. So we've lost 450 stocks. And you can see the stocks right here, what's happening. So what you want to do is look at a stock that's making a new high and closing close or at its highs for the day. Safeway would be probably a good one. See what's trading right up towards the highs. And there's Patterson UTI Energy. That looks like a good one too. Also, lots of stocks here, guys. So just take a look at them. Look at the ones that close up towards the highs. Put your orders in just before the close. And then you're going to sell. The rules are on the blog, so follow the rules, and you should do very, very well. So, hey, I'm Adam Hewison for MarketClub. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday. See you then.